What's up,
This meeting is
Elaine?
being recorded.
All right, cool guys. So we're going to give everybody a couple minutes to get in here. Today is going to be a session where we're going to just be talking about how to dominate with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu leads, appointments coming in, trials, getting the maximum amount of people to show up, and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to I'll let everybody join in here and give them just a couple minutes, and then we'll get started, okay? Let me close my door real quick. All right, guys, welcome in, welcome in. Got Mike Liera joining. Welcome in, Mike Liera.
Howdy, howdy.
Thanks for having me.
Good to be here. Cool, guys. So we'll just give everybody like 2 more minutes, and then we'll dive into this. The way that these kind of calls are gonna go, just try to keep your mics muted unless you go off to ask a question. But if you find something you want to dig deeper on, discuss, then go ahead and just drop it in the chat, or you can click participants and you can click on yourself and more and raise hand. Actually, no, it's not there. It's in React. Under React, you can raise your hand and you can ask any questions. So these sessions are going to be dedicated to just all around how to get more BJJ appointments in the door, how to close more trial appointments once they're in the door, and any other questions regarding advertising and how it pertains to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, yeah, let's give everybody a minute. But Elaine or Mike, since you guys are here, we'll give the floor to you guys. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to speak about, look into, we're happy to look into some CRM accounts too, if you guys are cool with that, and just overall the lead process. I might even call some jiu-jitsu leads today.
And yeah, Mr. Mike, just to tell you that I did see your remarks on the video. I will be getting back to you on those today.
Some salmon. So cool, guys. One thing that I just want to start out by talking about, and I think this is really important. Oh, we got 2 more people. Let's go, Norman and Adriana. All right, cool, guys. So I'm going to let other people join as we go, but we're just going to get started. So one really important thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is how to actually master a trial appointment, okay? I see so many gyms that I work with, and they get people in the door. We've literally had it to the point where we've had 40 people show up in 1 month to different gyms that we work with, and they're like, maybe we signed up a few people. How could that be? How could you get 40 people in your facility but not sign anybody up? Well, I've also worked with other gyms. I won't name anybody, but and nobody's on the call, but I worked with them for a long time, and the ads worked great. People showed up. After they showed up, we would reach back out to them and we'd say, "Hey, how was your jiu-jitsu appointment at XYZ gym?" And they would respond and they would tell us, "Oh yeah, it was good. I was there." And we couldn't figure out why this client was always complaining that no jiu-jitsu appointments ever closed, none of them ever signed up, and it was a total waste of money for them. And so I'm sitting there thinking like, man, what is going on? So what we did is we started calling the people that showed up to this academy and asking them about their experience. So it'd be like, hey, this is XYZ Gym's quality assurance department. We just wanted to reach out to you because we saw that you visited our academy and we want to know in depth how the experience was. And just to let you know, I am a third party, so you can be transparent with me. We're not throwing anybody on the bus. We just want to know how your experience was. And we did that for 5 different accounts. And one of the ladies, she said, I showed up and I was very confused. Nobody greeted me. There's people running around everywhere. The kids' class was ending, so they're all running off, and the adults' class was coming on. And I got partnered with a brand new person too. Neither one of us knew anything. The class ended, and people just started to talk amongst themselves, and I just kind of like exited the building. What kind of experience is that? If I'm trying to run a business, what kind of experience am I giving to people if I'm just going to let them come into my gym and let them go in with the culture? You have so many things that could go wrong. So sales is about control. You have to be able to master a stranger. You have to be able to master the room. You have to be able to master the environment if you want to actually close a deal. And so the way that I would recommend, and we called other leads from the same person, and it was kind of the same thing. And so we asked the client, hey, are you pitching these people? And they're like, oh, who's supposed to do that? I thought they'd just sign up. Most of our members have just signed up. Most of our members just sign up. If they want to be here, they'll sign up. And it's like, yeah, if they're a blue belt or a purple belt or a brown belt that knows you, or they're a referral from a friend, sure, they'll sign up. But when you're inviting strangers, complete strangers off the internet, into your place of business, you have to treat them differently. Nobody knows who Andre Galvao is. Nobody really knows who Michael Liera Jr. is. When you're a white belt, that information doesn't matter. What they want to know is how jiu-jitsu is going to impact their life. So, um, going into that and going off that preface, and guys, by the way, if you have any questions whatsoever, you want to mention something, this is a collaboration just as much as a coaching experience. So I'm going to be here just ripping off what I've seen. But go ahead and drop something in the chat. Feel free to engage. If you have a question or comment, concern, and you can also click the react button to raise your little hand if you want to come off mute and we can talk back and forth on some stuff. But I'm going to keep going into this because I think this is really important. So my dream ideal scenario, okay, when you have a trial coming in, let's just assume we've done everything right to get the person in the door. We called them on time. We confirmed their appointment. Everything's good. They're in the door. They filled out the waiver. They're here. Awesome. Now, one of the first things that you want to do with somebody, let's say you don't know anything about this person, okay? They walk in your door. They're a stranger. How many times have you walked into a business and you're a stranger? I've done it, I could probably 10, 15, 20 times. I don't know how many times over my life. It's awkward every time. Like even though I know jujitsu or I do jujitsu, if I go to a new gym and I'm a practitioner, I've been doing it for half a decade or whatever it is, I'm still kind of like, who's friendly? Like, is this a nice environment? I'm a little bit scared. Are they going to be hostile? Am I going to be way better than them? Are they going to be way better than me? What's happening here? There's all these questions. So imagine how that feels to somebody that's never done grappling before. Like grappling, a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms think that they can just bring people in the door and they're just going to be sold on jiu-jitsu. But the reality is, like, people need to be sold on jiu-jitsu, not sold on your trial membership for 200, 300 bucks a month. They need to be sold on why jiu-jitsu, what jiu-jitsu, how jiu-jitsu, okay? So when I bring somebody into the door, the first thing that I'm doing when I see anybody walk through the door, I'm at the front desk, is I'm giving them a great greeting. Hey, what's up? You must be Mike, right? Mike, what's up? I'm Nate. Good handshake, eye contact. These are all the basics. If your guy at the front counter isn't doing this, you got to get a different guy because like it's how you represent your business. It's the handshake of your company. And that first impression, based on that first impression, it's going to set the whole tone for the entire experience for them. So Alex Hormozy, which some of you guys might have heard about before, he grew a fitness agency up to multiple millions of dollars in revenue. He's exited it for $40 million and kept a third of the company. And he knows his stuff when it comes to gyms. He worked with thousands of gyms, teaching them how to bring in people, trials. And this guy said that every time somebody would come in, he would say the exact same thing, word for word. He'd be like, over here is this, that's Bob. And he said he'd make the same joke every single time. Okay. So like whatever that is for you, you're going to discover, but you need to make sure that you greet them with energy and enthusiasm, not over the top. Like you don't need to be fake, but you need to come in and you need to make sure you greet them nice. Now, let's say, okay, so they're in the door, shook the hands, waiver, signed up, little bit of rapport. Hey man, so what do you do? What, are you coming from work? You got kids? Like just find out like a little bit about them. Where are you from here? These are the basic questions. All right. In sales, there's like 4 W's that you want to always know. Okay. And the first W is where are they at right now? So like, what is their current life situation? Where are they currently at? Are they training? Are they exercising? Have they ever done martial arts before? Do they have any kind of background in martial arts? Are they working? This is really important. A lot of you guys just bring people in and you're like, oh, here's your gi, here, try it out. You don't even know if they're financially qualified. Ask them if they work somewhere. Ask them how much not how much they make, but like, oh yeah, so you're a construction worker. Oh, I heard that pays pretty good. That's awesome, man. You pretty busy too? Figure out their schedule and their budget early. Okay, and the reason is because when later in the conversation they say as an objection they don't have time or they don't have money, you've already pre-handled that. If you're getting objections right after you present the price, that means that you didn't do the pre-work. Okay, the pre-work is you should already know where they work and roughly kind of how much they make based on the industry. You should already know what kind of hours they have, because if they are unemployed, maybe they have all the time in the world, but they don't have any money. If they're working, but they're working night shifts, maybe they're going to be able to do mornings. So you have to be able to decide and define logistically, is there a sale here? Like, can they buy? Like, not will they buy, but could they buy? And once you know that, then you start going into the second W. Where do they want to be? So where are they now? Where do they want to be? Why did they walk through that door? You need to find out. You need to find out why this person came all the way to wherever your gym is and showed up through that door. What's the motivating factors for them? Everybody's got different motivating factors. And if you try to put everybody in the same box, you're destined to fail. You have to understand each person individually and know why they walked through the door. Maybe somebody's struggling with confidence. Maybe somebody's recently had like really bad situation with self-defense. Like you never know what somebody's story is. Maybe somebody just saw an ad and they want to try it out. And based on where they're wanting to go, that's going to lead the conversations that you have. Now, I would highly recommend to assign a blue or purple belt, maybe even a brown belt at your academy that is okay with working with the beginner on their first day trial, because there are so many things that need to be explained in jiu-jitsu, and we just brush over it. Like, you don't have to explain the fact that I'm going to grab you in maybe a sensitive area. Like, you have to kind of explain, like, oh yeah, jiu-jitsu, it's kind of, so we're going to do it like this. Yeah, you reach right in the pants. Yeah, this is ultimate leverage. Like, you got to make these things normal, because so many jiu-jitsu trials and people running jiu-jitsu trials, they pretend like there's like 16 giant white elephants sitting in the room in a jiu-jitsu academy, and you guys just try to ignore all of them. You have to identify the white elephant of like close quarters, like space with people, and especially if you're selling to women. Okay, by the way, on Facebook, side note, 80% of buyers are women. So any of us can run a women's jiu-jitsu ad, and we're going to get tons of ladies showing up. Camila, my girlfriend, she's actually been signing up for every Pilates and yoga trial that there is in Denver. And as she signs up, she gets another one. She signs up, they do the trial. And her experience, she says that she goes into these places that spend a bunch of money to get trials, and at the end of the class, what is it, like 4 out of 5 times nobody pitches, nobody says anything. They just let you walk out of the door, and it's like, why are you going to spend all this money to get somebody in, and then you're not even going to make them an offer? Okay, you have to make people an offer. People assume like, oh, if people wanted to, they would buy. No, I've been telling, I got a friend who's in the medical space, and he could do my blood tests, my find out where I'm at. And I've been telling my bro, like, for 6 months, I've been like, yeah, dude, I want to get in there. And I'm starting to lose confidence, because every time I say, like, I want to get in there, like, let me know, doesn't let me know. Like, what does it cost? Like, when can we do it? Like, you have to understand that, like, people don't just go out of their way to buy things. They need to be and it's not as much selling, it's more like telling. Like, oh, this is what the process looks like. Communication and clarity is kindness. Like, over communicating all these little things, you're going to feel like it's repetitive, but this is what you have to do. Okay. So now you're in the trial. You know where they're coming from. Okay. They got a sports background. They played, or they did wrestling. Maybe they're in law enforcement would be a good niche, but let's just go even further back. Let's go, they're studying in college and they work like a basic part-time job. Okay, where do they want to go? They want to start competing. They used to do wrestling, they loved wrestling, and now they don't have any progression after wrestling. Okay, and you're always trying to find common ground. Oh, I did wrestling too. Where'd you wrestle? These kind of things. It's sales is like it's really making friends. It's like finding common ground and making buddies. And if you're not able to do that, then whoever is running the trial should be really good at that. Okay. And their whole goal is just to get this person in love with jujitsu. So it's like, okay, where do they want to go? And then it's like, where are they starting at? Where do they want to go? And then how long have they been dealing with the same issue? So it's like how long have they been wanting to try something? And this is really important. It's a subtle question you ask, but it plays really well into the close. So it's like, all right, man. So you wrestled in high school, and like roughly like how long have you wanted to like start jujitsu? And people usually don't think about it like, oh, shoot, dude, since the first time I saw the UFC. And have you taken any action steps towards that? This is the first one. Well, you're in the right place, man. I'm super excited for you. So it's like you have to get that information, and it's not so you know it. It's so they express it. It's so they understand, like, oh, I've been trying to do this for 16 months. I've been trying to do this since Joe Rogan still had a little bit of hair, and I still haven't taken any action on it. Like these are huge things, So you need to make sure that you understand, like, how long have you been feeling this way? Like, it's not about jujitsu. It's about the ultimate transformation. Okay, and I'm going to teach you guys how to handle the objections in the end. And then there's another W is what's stopping them? Like, what's the obstacle? Okay, why haven't they been able to do it yet before? Okay, once you understand that, like, what's stopping them, like from signing up, or what's stopping them from coming in? Like maybe, man, like, so man, you've been wanting to do jujitsu for years, and you still haven't tried it. Like, is it cool? Like, can we just be real with each other, dude? Yeah, man, that's cool. Why haven't you done anything with it? Like, is it like, what is it? Like, if you had to, and don't put words in their mouth. When you ask somebody a question, there's very few instances that you want to give them options. For example, it's like, so like, you've been wanting to do this for a long time. Like, why haven't you taken action? Is it just because you're not confident? Is it just because this? They're going to just choose one of the buckets that you said, and you might miss out on what they actually feel. So you have to just, so why haven't you taken action? Like, why haven't you stepped in here? And let them tell you. And after a while, these responses will become automatic for you. It's like they'll say the same things. Like they think they're different, but they'll say the exact same thing as the other guy and the other guy and the other guy. And then you have to have a good response to that. Because they're just going to be like, oh man, like I just never got around to it, or been really busy, or couldn't afford it, whatever it is. And these are all just things that you're stacking away, and you're teaching them things as you go. Like this is called the knee cut. And also you have to demonstrate the power of jujitsu to these guys too, a little bit. Like whether it's showing them, like, look over there, see those two guys rolling, how they're doing it. Yeah, like see that girl there, she's able to hold down that guy. Yeah, and we do this every day. It's actually really safe. Just talking away their fears, talking away their fears, their preconceived notations. Like, yeah, this is actually super safe. It's all about who you train with. A lot of times beginners get paired up with beginners. You guys have to be really careful. You might not want to roll with a purple belt because you might think that you'll get smoked, but actually that's going to be the biggest lessons for you. So we highly recommend, like, if a purple belt comes and grabs you, go all in. Set some etiquette with them too, as far as like what they should be doing, what they shouldn't be doing. And you want to have these things down pat. Like, you're going to eventually have your own way of formulating this. This is just a framework, okay? It's not a script. I don't like talk tracks. I don't like scripts. I like frameworks. So now you're starting to get to the point where you're really breaking this person open, right? And this is the part where I transition into the no sale close, okay? So the no sale close is basically where it's before they ask about price, or maybe it's right as they ask about price, but you want to do this really early, like not super early, like midway through the conversation. When you start seeing them have fun, you want to ask them this exact question. You want to say, well, Norman, dude, it's been really fun, man. Like, I like having you here. You seem like a great fit for the academy. I really think that you should do this, and we'd love to have you on the team, man. Like, I'll just tell you that right now. You're great energy, your experience. Like, It's obvious that you wrestled and you're very humble. Like, it's cool. And don't just BS them. Like tell them the truth. Like, maybe you don't have as much nice things to say. Maybe they're not as good of a fit. So you can make it a little bit easier. But definitely for the ones that you can tell that they're good to be there, tell them that. Tell them, like, dude, we'd love to have you. Like, not only is this a martial art, not only is this a sport, not only is this a discipline, but this is a community and a brotherhood. In here, everybody's got each other's backs. There's no, like, we don't have drama. Like, we're in here to make each other better. So let me just ask you this, Norman. Does this seem like an environment that you'd want to be a part of? And they'll say, oh, yeah, I'd love to. It's awesome. So let's not talk about price or anything. Let's just talk about service and where we're at today. Do you feel like this is what you were looking for when you tried to find a jiu-jitsu gym? And they'll tell you, like, yeah, it's great. It's just like if the price is right. Well, perfect, man. If you want to be here, price is the easy part. We can figure that out 100 different ways. And when we go back to the counter, I'll show you what that looks like. But why don't you get changed, leave your gi over here, and then meet me over at the counter, right? And make sure, like, you can't let a trial leave without talking to you. And that's why, like, getting the ID for the loaner is essential. You have to have the ID because then they have to come back to the counter to get the ID. And that's where you have the conversation. And a lot of people mess this thing up too. They'll just slide the pricing, boom, and they'll say, we've got this option or this option. Don't show them the two options yet. Like, you can have those in your back pocket, but you don't want to give people two options. Because if I'm going to close a deal and I got one offer, then what options do I have? I have yes and I have no. Yes on this, no on this. That's it. They have one thing to think about. People suck at making decisions typically. So your job as a sales leader is to help somebody make a decision that's going to benefit them, their own lives. And a lot of times you have to challenge people to get them out of their own way. Remember, 30% of the people that come in will never buy from you, will never sign up, and there's nothing you can say or do that will make them. They might be logistically not a good fit, live too far away, or they just might never have the right mindset. 30% are going to sign up no matter what you do or say, no matter what the experience is. They're a warm referral. They're a good prospect. They're going to show up no matter what. So, those ones, just give them a good time, give them the gi, have the conversation, but they're going to sign up anyways. The 40% of the other ones, these are the people that we can influence, and these are the people that need us to go out of our normal talking track, and you need to shake that person's mind a little bit, like pattern interrupt, because they're going to be trying something that's super new to them. So we're about to present the price, but here's the first thing. You already asked them if they want to be a part of it. Maybe you already know where they work, and so you just want to figure out some more logistics. And it's like, hey man, I got to ask you, because we got like a special promotion, but I don't know if it's going to work for you anyways. But are you going to be in the area for next 12 months, 18 months? Like, you guys plan on moving anywhere? Okay, cool. Well, here's what I want to recommend to you, man. This is the best deal. What I could do is I could get you a free gi. All right, boom. I could get you free 30 days, and it's $200 a month. How does that sound? Could we do that? And they'll ask you, like, how does that work? Oh, it's an 18-month contract, or it's a 12-month contract. Okay, it's $200 a month. Cancellation policies on our website. You just got to give us XYZ, or you don't really have to go into cancellation until they're like paying, because you don't want to like spoil the deal. But a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, we could do that, or this is where you'll get some simple objections. But you gotta go back to what they said. So if they're like, oh man, that's a lot more than I want to pay, a lot more than you want to pay, don't ever take it like an insult. But it's like, oh yeah, man, totally understand that. We have a lot of people say that actually. Anytime you get something that happens a lot, always say like, we deal with this a lot, or we have a lot of people that say that, or like, we've seen that before. A lot of people come to us with the same issue. A lot of people come to us with the same request. They love to hear that. For some reason, it gives people a lot of like comfort knowing that you've dealt with something just like them before. So it's like, yeah, man, look, it's an investment. But let me ask you this. You mentioned that you wanted to come in here because you needed another activity, a hobby. You used to do wrestling, and you've been wanting to try jiu-jitsu for years. You tried it today. You loved it. We love you. We want you to sign up, but the price is too high. Is that correct? Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right, man. So if the price wasn't too high, then you're saying that the value's there and you would be a member. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool, man. Well, is it cool if I give you some perspective? Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah. Well, I just like I hear what you're saying, man. And I just like the things that jujitsu's given me personally are priceless. Things that I couldn't put a monetary number on. Things that I'd pay millions of dollars for if I had to. And those things are confidence, a skill and an ability that nobody can take away from me, that I will have till the day I die. The opportunity to connect with like-minded people that understand that struggle is greatness and are willing to be in here struggling and sweating together every day. Self-defense, to be able to, in the worst kind of situation, know that if I had to, I could at least give a fighting chance more than a lot of people. And you got to probably write these down, but on all the bigger benefits people get, community, people that you can go to, so you list out all those. If you were able to be confident, defend yourself, protect people around you that you love, and have a community of people, what would that be worth to you? And they'll tell you, like, that'd be worth a lot, or that'd be worth everything. I don't need everything. I don't need a lot. I need $200 activation fee. You're going to get a free gi. Your first payment's not going to be for 45 days. We'll have you here training. It's, man, like, I think this is what you need to do. And the fact that you're not sure about this and the fact that it is a lot of money, you know what that tells me? That tells me that you're going to take this really seriously. Because one thing that I've noticed is people that pay, they pay attention. And so when you invest that hard-earned money, how likely is it that you're going to miss classes? How likely is it that you're going to give up on this? Like if it was $5 a month, you might never come because you don't feel the $5. Maybe you're going to feel the 200. But also, I want to ask you, like, and so that's one thing. So see how they respond to that. So man, and then it's always just affirming questions. Never really like assume they don't want to do it. Just always assume they want to do it. So it's like, all right, man. So let's do this. Here's the paper. Boom. We can get you set up right now. And look, if you want to wait on it, like maybe they say, oh, I want to think about it a little bit. Man, that's totally fine. The promotion for the free gi is a fast start bonus. So that's like you take action on the trial, you get the fast start bonus. If that's okay. If you're okay with losing that, that is like an $80 value. No problem. What I'd love for you to do is, in some kind of cases like this, we'll extend a trial by a day just to have you back in so you can really make the final decision after you sleep on it. So can we sign you up for tomorrow's 6:30 class, totally free of charge, just to make sure you get in here? That's if they're actually out of the door. That's if they're actually trying to like really they say they want to think about it. Because they're if you say, oh yeah, hit me up whenever you think about it. No, there's this thing called BAM FAM, book a meeting from a meeting. So anytime they're in front of you, you need to book the next thing. And whether that's a phone call conversation that you're going to have on the calendar, official, or whether that's you inviting them back into the academy for another session, these are really, really great things that you can do just to lock down more of the deals that want to walk out that door. And some people really do want to think about stuff and they really will sign up. Like, you can't always like you're not supposed to close every deal. You're just supposed to make a really good impression on people, challenge them, not be afraid to say the truth, but also like you don't need them and you want to make sure that they're a good fit for the academy. So things you can say to pull things away or to take away clothes is like, man, by the way, too, like I think you're a really good fit for this academy, but we don't allow everybody to join. So, like you can play with that as well. So all that is how I master the sale, master the close, and get somebody from walking in the door to us becoming, good buddies, and then them actually telling me what it's got to be. And another way you can handle price objection that I've seen before is people ask about your spending. But for me, I've never went down this road. A lot of people have success with it. They'll be like, well, man, where are you spending your money? Are you going to the bars on the weekends? Are you eating out? Do you buy coffees? Because right there, you're probably spending the $200. Imagine that you could put that into a lifelong skill. Being a black belt takes longer than being a doctor. So these are different things, but I'm going to take a break there. I'm going to stop. So if anybody wants to add anything or ask a question, feel free. You can unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, just in respect to what you said about asking what they spend their money on, it depends also on who you're speaking with. Like I deal with here in San Diego with a bunch of young men like yourself, okay? And those guys can take that kind of banter, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they say, well, it's too expensive. You come out, you try my gym, you love it, and you say, well, it's too expensive. First, you're like, is it you don't have the money, or what do you mean by too expensive? Too expensive like you don't have the money, or too expensive like you don't value it? You know what I mean?
Ooh,
And
that's good.
you can kind of play with them like that, like jokingly. You know what I mean? Like because we're already friends. We've already made that connections, like you said, from the very outset. And another thing is basically I will literally joke with you like, Nate, look at you, and you'll look at me, and I'll be like, Nate, you know you spend $120 a night going out looking for a girlfriend. You know what I mean? We'll joke about it.
Busted. Yeah, that's
You know
great.
what I mean? I said,
That's
you have no
great.
problem spending $150, at night at the bar. You'll
Yeah.
drop that out, right? And we'll laugh about it. But it'll also kind of marinate in their thinking. Like, I'm like, one of the things when they say it's too expensive, everybody in this gym said that when they first came here.
That's
Everybody that you trained with right now said the same exact thing. But you know what? Once they made that decision to become a martial artist, there's no value you can put on it. And you notice that once you become committed and disciplined to training in martial arts, you're going out, you're spending money, it decreases. This becomes the cheapest thing that you can do. And you know what I mean? There's a bunch of different ways. Once you're over time, I love everything that you're talking about. And I think you really have to learn how to kind of like role play. You have to write things down. What are all the objections I deal with? The easiest one is when you meet people, it's all about peeling the onion. It's all about on the initial meet, the why. Why are you here? And I always tell my salespeople, you have to treat this person, relax, slow down, and don't forget, at the end of the day, we're here to help people. So if Kamala comes into my gym, why are you here, Kamala? Like really, I want to know the reason, because everybody walks through your door for a reason. And once you know that reason, because you're very on it, and they can feel that sincerity, then they're like opening up to you. Done. You've gotten trust. You build trust with your visitor, it's over. You can tell them, you become the expert, and you can tell them, I know how to fix you. I know how to fix you.
This is the thing you've been missing. Therapy's a whole lot more.
Yep. So if Kamala had a bad breakup, if Kamala had, she wants to lose weight or whatever, or Andre, I see there's an Andre in here. He like you said, had a self-defense issue, or maybe he has, he's new to town. You can meet that need, but really you need to find that need out in a very sincere way. If you just come at them real quick, so why are you here? They're going to come back with, I don't know, I just want to try something out. That's not what you needed.
Yeah.
You need to say, hey, brother Nate, man, I'm glad you came here. Let me ask you, bro, what's going on? You know what I mean? Really take the time, slow it down, and see what they need. That building trust with your person that walks in front of you is going to open up the heavens to being able to help them, not sell them, help them. Maybe jujitsu is not what you need. And I always give those takeaways. Hey, Nate, maybe this isn't what you need. I'm not sure, like you were talking about. But we're here if you need us.
Woo. Yeah, those are the kind of insights that we love to hear. And that's really why I wanted to do this too, is you guys all like are dealing with the same kind of things. And it's like for Mike to know this in San Diego and to share it with somebody in Denver, it's it's benefits everybody. If you believe that jiu-jitsu is making the world a better place, then why wouldn't you want to go and sell that? You see the Latter-day Saints, what do? They go and door knock. They go door to door to sell Jesus, and so like can't we just express jiu-jitsu and like, because we get so into it. we get so into it that we think everybody kind of knows it and stuff. No, like you still go to a family barbecue and you're like, yeah, I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and like, hiya, and you're like, dude, no, bro, come on. Like they don't actually really know what it is. A lot of people don't. More people are starting to, but we can't make assumptions, and we have to like take things back to level one when we first started. Like I remember I was in jiu-jitsu for a week, my trial week, and then I asked, I was like, hey, so when are we doing the punching and kicking? And he's like, oh, we don't do punching and kicking here. And I was like, so it's just like chokes and arm bars and triangles and stuff? And he's like, yeah, that's it. And I was like, I want to sign up, and that should have been on like the first day. So these things are really important. And Norm, I'll let you jump in here in a minute too. I know you got something to share, but I just wanted, to Mike's point, do the same thing on a phone call. Hey man, so I saw you reach out. Just wanted to get you that information. But first, I want to know. A lot of people reach out to us every day. What ad did you see? Like, what did you like about the ad? And why did you click it? If you could just help me understand that, then I'll know how to point this call. And then from that, you're gonna know so much. Like the way that they respond to that question is far superior to almost any other question you can ask, because you won't be having to make assumptions. They'll just tell you, oh yeah, I've trained jiu-jitsu, I was in the army, blah 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 blah, and then you know exactly how to take that call. You just book them, get them in the door. But maybe an alternative, they're like, oh, I just saw an ad and I don't really know like what jiu-jitsu is. Then you're gonna have to explain them a little bit. And I recommend, like, we're working on this at Atos, and Norm, I'd love to work on with you on this as well. But we have like a 3-step video series that we're working on for after somebody has filled out the web form before they come in for their trial. So the first video is like the history of jiu-jitsu. This is what jiu-jitsu is. This is where it came from. And we're working on making these videos pretty sweet, where it's got like maps and Japan and coming down to Brazil, and then like the history. Quick video, 15, 20 minutes that they could sit down and understand like how the UFC played into it and stuff. So we're actually like scripting that out and getting it produced, so that we can use it for other kinds of academies and stuff. You can do an in-house version for sure, but I want to be able to provide that to the gyms that I work with. So that's like the first video is the history of jiu-jitsu. Second is the power of jiu-jitsu. So it's like why is jiu-jitsu so powerful? How does that work? What does it do? Like, the leverage point, small against, big, how it works, women, how it's the best for self-defense, especially when you talk about SA, like close quarters, like you got to be able to choke somebody out. If you punch somebody, you might break your hand, or you might not throw a good punch. If you shut off the blood to their brain or the oxygen to their brain, everybody's going to sleep, right? So like people are like, wow, that's some powerful stuff. And then you're showing clips in the gym and it's like really nice looking people, and you're like, man, these nice people are like savages. And then the third video is etiquette of jiu-jitsu. Now you're going to come into my academy. This is what you need to know. This is how you treat a black belt. This is how you do this. This is how we do this. No shoes off the mat. Like, imagine if people walked into your gym, never training jiu-jitsu before, but they know the history, the power, and the etiquette. How much easier would it be to close? Maybe not close, but how much better of an experience would it just be for the overall academy? Like, we need to do these things because we need to protect our existing members from trials of like crazy trials. Because people come in sometimes with not the best intention. Like, we're opening up our academy to social media. There's everybody's on social media. So those are some things to be mindful of too. Norm, did you have something you wanted to throw on there, brother?
No, I do want to just add to those 3 videos. I love how it kind of keeps the sanity of the martial art, and how more so even for, like you were saying, the members who are already part of that academy. Martial art is what is kind of the backbone of the community. Making sure that people are safe, making sure that people have uh, you know, everyone's different with their own opinions, but when we're in that room, we have certain values, right? We go in together, we work hard together, we build together, and then everyone goes home. So having, especially a child understand that before coming in, maybe it's something that people have been longing for. They see this and they're like, oh, this is exactly what I need. So I really love that. I love the idea. Recently been working on videos just to kind of promote more of just the facility, our space is so beautiful. I think the academy is beautiful. The way we do things is, it's really cool getting behind the camera and just pushing that out.
Is it
And
cool if we share those
yeah,
videos? Is it cool if we
yes,
play those?
yeah, and our presence recently on comm settings, I think just from many people visiting our academy has just been it's been big recently. So it's just something we want to keep the ball rolling and keep that momentum moving that way. But yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah, the video you did was really cool, and I wanna kind of highlight that because I just thought it was like you really nailed this. I think this is probably one of the best like jujitsu hooks I've seen. I don't know if you were scripted or not, but it kind of seemed a little bit unprompted. So I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see what this looks like. Let's see, share sound. Boom. I gotta put in my password real quick. You can see it? Okay, cool.
Are you curious about Jiu-Jitsu but don't know where to start? Our 12-week intro program is perfect for beginners like you. This is Norman from Logos Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a brown belt under Michael Lear Jr., located right here in Denver, Colorado. In this course, you'll learn the fundamentals of Jiu-Jitsu in a supportive and welcoming environment, no experience needed. By the end of these 12 weeks, you'll have a solid foundation and will be ready to continue your Jiu-Jitsu journey. Join a community that's passionate, supportive, and excited to welcome you. Ready to step on the mat? Sign up today and let's get started. Environment, no experience needed.
It's very good. I'm gonna play the other one and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that was amazing. Simple. Hit all the points. Who scripted that, Norm?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Jeff and I were working on it together.
Okay.
Did you have a teleprompter?
No, we just went through chat.
Nice.
I do want to ask though, if you were to critique this in any way, what would you change or what would have been different?
Dude, honestly, nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. It's a perfect ad. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, you could take that exact same script and say it like 5 more times in different environments around the gym, have different spokespeople say that same exact script. But, dude, that's like a perfect beginner script. It really is. Like, it says all the things. It's simple. Maybe the one thing that we could add in is B-roll, but it's such a short video. I don't think that's necessary.
No B-roll.
Yeah, it's just direct. Like,
No,
I
it's
think,
direct.
yeah, I wouldn't add
B-roll
anything.
would be distracting in this sense. The only thing I would say you could strengthen is your call to action. Like, let's get started now. You said what? Click a box, something in the bio.
Ready to step on the mat, sign up today, and let's get started. Click below to sign up today, and let's get started.
Like, yeah, I should have said that. Okay.
I think
Okay,
you
I'll
said
definitely.
It's not, we get it. You know,
Sign up today and
most
let's get
people get
started.
it anyway. They know
Are you
they have
curious
to
about-
get into the bio and
No,
click
but you're
that.
right. But you're right. It definitely adds to
Yeah,
it. And
that if I would have strengthened that last part, that's it. Just the call
sure.
to action. To be
Yeah,
more,
maybe like
be more concise.
got you.
yeah, like maybe instead of ready to step on the mat, it could be like you can try jujitsu, come train with us, totally free. Just click the link below to get access to your free trial and schedule your first class today. We have limited slots, so make sure to book that while this app is active.
I like to, yeah, even I wouldn't even put a free trial. I would have put like get started, just like you said. Like you've already convinced me that whatever you're doing, I'm motivated to do. And you're talking about an introductory program, a fundamental program. Let's get started.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gotcha.
you can slice it a bunch of different ways. I'm not saying Nate's wrong. You can put free trial, but a free trial is different than the intro. It's a little confusing.
True.
But whatever. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it could have been a more concise to like, there's a link below, just that. That's the only thing that I can even like kind of say, wow, we could have shored that up a little bit. But it was amazing. No, that's amazing.
Sure.
I hope you guys can do that for Westminster.
It's very solid. And I'm just curious too, did you do that like you did the first part and then you jump cutted it, or did you just rock that straight through?
No, we cut that through. Yeah, we cut
You
that
jump
through for sure.
jump
Yeah.
cutted it, so you would
Yeah,
say the
just
part,
because he was gonna edit
he'd
it with
feed
the
you the
in and
next
out.
line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So guys, that's the best way to do like
Yes.
like an ad video is just record one long take, and it's just like have the person behind the camera be like, all right, what's up, Denver? Ready to start training jiu-jitsu? And then they say, what's up, Denver? Ready to start training jiu-jitsu? I'd like to invite you in, and you tell them, and they say it back to you, and you clip every part, and then you can cut it. That's a really good way to do it because the other person can read if they have the script. And sometimes you can just rip too as you get better. And sometimes you'll make some good stuff. Like the ad we've got going for Westminster right now, like I just ripped it. I was just like, I don't even know what I said, but yeah, let's play this other one and check this out, and then we'll close.
By the way, what Nate asked earlier, Norm, was were you on a teleprompter? Meaning, were you reading a cue card or anything, or did you memorize the script?
No, I was memorizing the script.
Okay.
I would read the script, go through it. But both methods work. I think too, if you were to go through, one clip and just completely rock through, that's actually the idea that we have for later this evening, where we're gonna be more so in a moving, just to see, just an idea, just to play it around and send it to the Slack and see what you guys think.
But this particular one, you filmed line by line, separate takes. Yeah. Not straight through and then clip it. Yeah.
No,
it was line by line, and then you just edit it together, piece it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Very, very good. Very good. Let's play this other one too.
Are you curious about jiu-jitsu but don't know where to start? Or 12 weeks?
That is one of the best hooks that I've ever seen for jiu-jitsu. Are you curious about jiu-jitsu but don't know where to start? That is like such a gold hook. It says so much with so little words. Like, you know about jiu-jitsu. It assumes that I know about jiu-jitsu, that I want to do it, but I don't know where. That's such a good hook. I just want to emphasize.
Intro program is perfect for beginners like you. This is Norman from Logos Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a brown belt under Michael Lier Jr., located right here in Denver, Colorado. In this course, you'll learn the fundamentals of Jiu-Jitsu in a supportive and welcoming environment, no experience needed. By the end of these 12 weeks, you'll have a solid foundation and will be ready to continue your Jiu-Jitsu journey. Join a community that's passionate, supportive, and excited to welcome you. Ready to step on the mat? Sign up today and let's get started.
I do want to say that was the biggest difference from making sure that the hook was at the very beginning of the video, because when we did it last year when I was a purple belt, I remember that we opened with, hey, this is Norman Velasquez representing Logos Jiu-Jitsu, purple belt under Michael Liera. It was like already lost people,
They don't care who you are.
Yeah, they don't care about anything. And then exactly. So yeah, that was one thing that we wanted to make sure that we just kind of got straight to the point with.
If Elizabeth is in here, I know Elaine's in here, make sure that I like to keep that same script. It's just you're basically regurgitating it without the fundamental program, just kind of, but you can use the same, pretty much, a lot of the same vernacular and the hook and the benefits, all that stuff was great. It was awesome.
For sure. I think it would even be cool to have one be Beth doing it, and like you said, target it towards like women in the area, and then have one where it's Riley and target it towards like older people, so we could get the parents in, make sure that it's hitting all the different programs that we have going on here. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good for Westminster. We've been seeing that you can run adult ads for like adult BJJ, and the adults will click through that to sign up their kids too. So sometimes, like when you have kids in adult class, you can kind of kill two birds with one stone by having a script that covers both.
Yep.
So it'd be like, are you curious about jiu-jitsu but don't know where to start for yourself, your kids, or your family? In Westminster, Colorado. The only thing that I would not add or omit or anything change from your video, Norm, is I just think that we could, in the future, when we do a version, I think we could do a version that's a little bit longer and explain how those in-person sessions, because when I hear this course is going to teach you, I want to know afterwards, like, wait, it's a course? Is it an online course? So that's the only thing, and this is being super critical because I think it's an amazing video first off, but I think that maybe in this you could go a little bit more like, so it's in this course you're going to learn all the fundamentals, and it's an in-person cohort. Maybe you don't say cohort, that's a new term for me, but it's an in-person group where you're going to be training alongside of other beginners who are just starting. You guys aren't going to be thrown in there with everybody else. We're going to dedicate this exactly to you starting out your jiu-jitsu journey.
I think that can be a video that accompanies this video. I like
Right,
the
me
video
too.
that's right hook and call to action.
Could
Fast.
can I
I don't want to lose them before that call to action call.
can I
Yeah.
send you guys a video? I'm gonna make an edit, but essentially I'm just gonna add a live action roll from us, little clips of the room while I'm explaining exactly what you're asking. I'll put it into the video and then I'll send it into the Slack and see what you guys think, because that's very easy to just add into it. I don't have to make a new video. I can just
You're talking about
explain.
B-roll. You're
Yeah,
talking about
exactly,
B-roll.
exactly. Just B-roll in the back. Yep.
I think, yeah. Okay. So, to Mike's point, it's like this video standalone, it's perfect. It's going to drive intrigue.
Perfect.
But you need to have sometimes like another video that people see after that one that like really nails it home. Like you don't launch them at the same time. You wait like 2 weeks or something after a lot of people have seen the first one, and then you launch the second one. And the second one would be like right into it. So it might be like B-roll, and it might be like, so what's all included in Logo's 12-week intro program? First, we're going to do this. Second, we're going to do this. And it's like small groups. Basically, you tell them every little thing like that they're gonna get and all the things that are included, and then click below to sign up, and that's just gonna help.
If that redirected to a, yeah. Hey Nate.
Yeah. You're lagging a little bit, Mike. Is it him or me?
I lost you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're lagging a little bit.
Oh, I was gonna say. Like, sorry. If that video, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. If that video clipped to a landing page, redirected to a landing page, you know what I mean?
That'd be
You
cool.
could have that video that you're talking about, the fun, like a more explanation of the video that includes the details.
Yeah.
But you've already got the lead.
I think we should follow up with Norm's idea though, just because I feel like people see our videos all the time. And like
Mhm.
it's not just first time people hitting our
True.
links. It would be good to put into the community more what we're trying to do and not just the sale. Like I think including, like a few more like videos and ads where we're not just hitting them with the introduction and call to action. Instead, like people are scrolling through our stuff all the time, and I think hitting them with some more color like that would, you know, if nothing else, just be good for the overall kind of feelings of logos in the community. You know what I mean?
You talking about B-roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like awareness, consideration, conversion. So a lot of people already have the awareness, and the straight up offer call to action is like, it's like trying to do all three at once. But since this is a longer play, more people are knowing about us. Maybe they're really scared of trying jiu-jitsu. Adding, like Mike said, like more color to that is really cool. Different ways of just showcasing the academy.
Just because I don't think like we get all the time that people see our ads all the time, It's like we don't need to keep blasting them sometimes with the same call to action type approach. I think including at least for a little bit, especially since we can with Jeff being able to, craft a video in a day essentially. I think it would help,
I'll show you one.
I think.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, I think I agree with Junior in the sense that you can have certain videos that have like a very creative and really no call to action at all. Just more like Nate says, it's more brand awareness, right? And you're kind of like explaining through art what you're doing. But certain videos like the one that Norm did, it's perfect.
yes.
For every however many of those creative ones you got to have one that says, "Hey, would you like to join?"
I'm not saying get rid of any of the call to
Yeah,
action.
yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, I agree.
Let's
Every video you do, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course.
like we get so many I think it would help with not as much the people that first see the video. Is for all the people that say, "Oh, we see the videos all the time," you know,
Right.
like that brand awareness, separating it from all the other ads I see where it's like 15 people trying to join jujitsu, come to Sanctuary BJJ or whatever.
Right.
I think we need to think about separating from that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes we forget that people are like already more primed than we expect. So we always go back to like level 1, but like a lot of these people like are probably already more nurtured. So, you know, like things like this is where they actually need to see. So I'll show you guys like this one doubled Optos's booking rate single-handedly. We targeted it to just women and it's getting like $8. And these are website leads. So these aren't lead forms. These are actually leads on their website. But just for Jeff and for the note, and I've got this video recorded, so I can shoot this over to Jeff. But check this one out. This is like literally, I'm surprised how well this does, but I don't even think there's a call to action. Let's check it out.
And where down we go, where down we go, say where down we go, cause say we run you down to your car, way down.
Like Norm was saying, I think we need to offer more about like our gym is way better looking than the rest of the gyms. Like I think we have more room to show that than, you know, and more potential with showing that than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is crushing. This one with no call to action and just straight B-roll and like opening up the vibes and showing what it's actually like is crushing this one with a direct call to action.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Well,
there's like,
first of all, she's not in a gi. There's no martial art. I mean, yeah, it's not done the way Norm's is.
true. But yeah, so I mean that's to you guys'
You
point.
don't even know why she's talking to you.
Yeah, she says like, "Hey, come join jiu-jitsu." But like, you know, this is yeah, I mean it's working really well for booking women and the women show up a lot too. So I think emulating the same thing for adult classes makes a lot of sense. And now that we have access to Jeff, who's amazing with this type of thing, like more of the stuff that we're running these days is more along those lines. And then of course we do have the direct call to action ones. We need like
Hi,
a
my
blend
name is.
of everything. Like we've got parent testimonials here. Imagine if we could get this for Westminster.
Yeah,
And I think
blend that in, Norm. Give it Jeff.
yeah.
Like,
I think Adriana, who's on the call, I don't know if she's still listening, but I think she's actually the one that makes these videos.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Ah, nice.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, these videos are amazing. This is working really well. So we just wanted to show your proof of concept, and it's really working on the ad side.
Question, Nate, how is the female one that you showed, the one that's doing really, really well versus the men? Just curious, men versus women on that same B-roll style.
It's dominating. Like it's crushing.
The women one is.
The women is crushing the men.
Like not the male one, not the young kid, not the young boy that was training.
The kids, that's for kids class, and it was slower on the actual web forms, so we're rocking the women. And then we have like a direct call to action with Professor Galvao on this page where he's cell phone videoing it up here.
Yeah.
And this thing gets a ton of leads too. Like this one, 386 likes. Like,
what's up, San Diego? Professor Diego here, multiple-time IBJJF and ADCC Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt World Champion, and also I am a Jiu-Jitsu Hall of Fame in both federations. Yes, also 5th degree Black Belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And the reason I'm doing this video here is to invite you to train in the best training facility for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yes, do you want to transform your life? Do you want to be better? Do you want to get confidence? Come and check us out. We have this amazing, incredible facility where you can learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu straight from the main source, world class.
yeah, it's really good. So, yeah, you got to put out a lot of offers. You got to put out a lot of messages, and you got to keep rocking it. But guys, I got to run to my next meeting. They're actually in the waiting room. So this was fun, super awesome. We'll do this.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
We'll go into the CRM a little bit more next time. We went into the trials this time, but thank you guys for being here. Super stoked. Let's keep crushing it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Nate.
Bye,
Later.
everyone.
You're welcome. Let's see here. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna stop the Fathom so